All right, y'all. So today's workout is 4 rounds for intensity and technique. We have 30 push-ups. We have 20 double dumbbell or kettlebell front squats with medium dumbbells or kettlebells, 20 double dumbbell push presses, 30 sit-ups. If we only have a heavy pair of dumbbells or kettlebells, we're going to drop those 20 numbers down to 14. If we only have a single medium dumbbell, instead of 20 front squats, we're going to do 15 on each side. And instead of, if we only have a heavy, we're going to do 10 on each side. And then we're going to keep the push press numbers the same. We're just going to cut the reps in half. So we're doing half on one arm, half on the other arm. So we've got 4 rounds for time. I'm talking about this one today before I've done it. I'm about to go do it. But really just wanted to spend some time thinking about how I'm going to break this one up, because on first glance of it, this one is going to be really, really nasty. So I was going to spend some time trying to get my strategy laid out in my head, and I figured I'd just throw it on film. So here's what I'm thinking. We have 120 push-ups, which is going to be a lot. It looks to me like this first set of push-ups is going to be a real trap. With 4 rounds, that many push-ups, and then also having to hold the dumbbells here, it's going to be so much harder on your shoulders than you might be thinking. And then the push presses are clearly going to be really hard too. So I think this is going to be a really rough one on the arms, and so we have to come out extremely conservative. So I feel like people who aren't listening to this video, I wish I could get their feedback on this one, because it's going to be awesome. This is the classic workout we would see in the gym, and we would watch the people who aren't taking the advice just come out hot. They're probably going to do just too big of push-ups, trying to get through the first set of push-ups too much. They're going to get burned out pretty fast, and then it's going to be after the first set on round 2 where it's really going to sink in kind of the mistake they made and what they did to themselves. So what I would recommend is, if you're really good at push-ups, meaning you could do 50 or more in a row, I would stick with this 30 number, and then I would even do sets of 5. Especially in the beginning, it might be kind of easy to fall for the trap of trying to go for 3 sets of 10 or something like that. But I recommend feeling it out. If you feel really good halfway through that second round, you can always pick up the rep scheme later on. In this one, it's going to be a long workout. So be real conservative coming out. And I'd put that your push-up rep or sets at 5. If you're someone who can only do 5 or 15 push-ups now, what I would recommend doing is just cutting this number down in half. And every round, instead of working up to 30 push-ups, work up to 15 push-ups. And then we still have our knee push-ups and our banded push-ups. So if we're scaling in a way where we could do 30 or more, let's stick with this 30 number. But if we're not, and we're scaling in a way where we could do 10 to 20, same thing. Let's bump that number down to 15. There's going to be a lot of pressing in this workout. The squats are going to be tough, but as we're looking ahead, the push presses are definitely going to use some legs, but I think arms are going to be the major factor here, which means on the front squats, you're going to want to kind of push the pace on the front squats. That way you're not having to hold the dumbbells there for too long. So that's going to be another consideration. I'm going to kind of go by feel. I'm probably just going to go 20 unbroken here, and then I'll know if that was a mistake pretty fast once I get into the push press, because the push presses do always surprise me how much quad they actually use. You kind of just start thinking press, and you kind of forget how much legs are actually used. But I'm also relying on the fact that during these sit-ups, 30 sit-ups is going to take a while, especially if we're taking the time to make them look good. So I'm kind of relying on the fact that in the sit-ups, I'm going to get a pretty decent amount of rest. So even if my legs are burning, I don't think I'm ever going to fail on the push presses because of my legs. I'm more concerned about my arms, which is why I think I'm going to try and push the front squat pace a little bit more. On the push presses, I'm just going to kind of completely play it by ear. More than likely, I'm going to break this up into 2 sets of 10, but I'll kind of just see where it gets there. As I'm going, I like to play the game when I'm unsure. Is about at rep 5, I'm thinking if 5 is hard in any way, I'm going to put it down. Then if 7 is hard in any way, I'm going to put it down. And if I feel good at 5 and 7, I'm probably just going to stop at 10 no matter what, unless I get to 10 and I just feel incredible. which 4 rounds of this, I won't be. So that's my plan. I'm going to come out and I'm going to do sets of 5 on the push-ups and just really not try and fall into the trap of the first round of just going, because this one's not about who can do 30 push-ups the fastest in the first round. We've got 4 rounds of this, and this stuff is going to really build on itself. So I'm going to go sets of 5 on the push-ups. I'm going to try and go unbroken on the front squats. On the push press, I'm probably going to go 2 sets of 10, but I might go 4 sets of 5. I also might go unbroken, but I really doubt it. And then on the sit-ups, I'm just going to try and get it started and to just keep moving, keep moving, keep moving. And as I'm doing things on the push press and the front squats, I'm going to keep reminding myself that in the sit-ups, I am going to get a little bit of rest there. All right, well, I'll check back in with y'all after the workout, and I'll let you know where I was right and where I was way wrong. I'll talk to y'all soon. Bye. Okay, y'all, so I just got done with the workout, and it's just about as nasty as I thought it was going to be. It was pretty terrible. I got it done in about 20 minutes. So if I were you, I'd put just a 26-minute time cap on yourself. Chip away, chip away, chip away if you hit that time cap. No big deal. The push-ups are kind of what I thought, and they're really trappy. I just did 5s the whole time, but the surprising thing to me is on rounds 2, 3, and 4, after I did 5, I was like, oh, I'm going too slow. This is going to be too easy. Then on my second set of 5, towards the end, it got hard. And then that third set of 5, so only getting to 15, got pretty tough. So then each set of 5 from there on out was pretty tough, and that was consistent through every round. So I'd be very conservative on the push-ups. Make sure if you're not someone who has 30, 50, or more, that we're scaling that push-up number down, or scaling with bands or knees, or in a way where we can get those bigger sets. This front squats, I went unbroken. I'm not sure that was the greatest move because it kind of blew up my arms, and then it left me pretty dizzy. I honestly think I would have gone the exact same pace if I would have gone 10 and 10 or all 20, but I know reps 17 through 20 on the front squats every time got a little shady, so I'd break those up into 10s. Push presses were tough. I did 10 and 10 the first round, and that already felt too hard. So every round from there, I just went 7, 7, 6. Sit-ups were just unbroken. With people in sit-ups, what we recommend is they get really, for me, they got really hard. So if you hit those failure reps, if you try a sit-up and it's kind of wonky, if your next one's not good, just call it quits there. Even if you're on rep 16, if you have 2 kind of failure reps, good job. We hit failure. That's all we're trying to do here. Let's move on to the next piece. So don't feel bad if you get there. But it's a fun one. The other thing I like to do, especially in long workouts like this, you don't have much change of scenery, is I just try and take things 1 set at a time. So what I found myself doing is when I had the number 20, especially on the push presses, in my head, I was having a real hard time picking the dumbbells up. And as soon as I told myself 7 instead of 20, my goal's not 20, my goal is just to do 7, I was able to pick it up right away, do my 7. And then the next thought is not, oh, I have 13 more. It's, no, I have another set of 7, then a set of 6. So I just take it 1 set at a time, chip away, chip away, chip away. All right, hope you enjoy.